that not going in?
And good evening, Vikings. We are coming to you second quarter now.
After some technical difficulties. Jacob, can we give a recap of the game so far?
Yes, Anthony. So, score right now is Vikings 3, Cougars 14, as the Cougars have been coming out firing on defense. They've been aggressive, and they've been playing well. They've had a full court press going most of the game, and the Vikings are looking to get things going on offense as Brianna Bolt rebound and gets the bucket with the foul. Brianna Bolt going to the line for one shot. The and one opportunity for Bolt. And Bolt cashes in on the three-point play. And some subs coming in for the Vikings. Petunia Strumfield coming in. And also coming in for the Cougars, number 25, Kira Thomas. Here comes the game right now. Cougars taking it up the court. Gets it over to Weitzman, number 20, Weitzman. Rebound. Oh, Chang gets the bucket. Rayon Quadri now taking it, gets it over the Strumfield. Ooh, gets it over the Jackson, and oh, misread pass to Leah Jackson as she watches it go out of bounds. Davis inbounding it over to Jackson. Number 15, Jackson taking it. Gets it over to Weitzman. And Chang trying to poke it away. Ooh, we got aggressive defense, and finally the bucket by the Cougars. Emma Jackson able to get it. As Rayon Quadri is now taking it, gets it way over to Strumfield. Misread a little bit, but she gets it, and we have whistles on the court. And some subs coming in. Ava Lee and Brianna Bolt checking in once more. The foul is on Ochang. And Lee tries to get it to Bolt, but Ochang deflects it. All good though. Strumfield, and wow! Chang rips it out. And Chang fouled. So Chang's second, the team's third, and some more subs coming in. Petunia Strumfield going to take a seat. Hamid coming in for the Vikings. Ava Lee with the ball now. So Chang is going to take a seat. Here comes Quadri. Quadri tries to get it, but no good. And fast break, Davis. Davis, easy layup. Rayon Quadri for the Vikings, and stolen by Davis. Davis misses. Jackson gets the second chance. Score right now, we got Vikings 6, Cougars 22 as Leah Jackson. Some contact there by Davis. No call. Jackson, and there is a call now. Leah Jackson's going to go to the line for two. It's the Cougars' fourth foul. 2 shots for Jackson. She'll miss the first one. Subs coming in for the Vikings, or should I say one sub, as number 10, Vanessa Bernal, coming in for Brianna Bolt. Jackson. She'll miss both. Ball's tipped and loses the ball. But it looks like the Cougars will retain possession as Davis set to inbound it as she gets it over to Jackson. Emma Jackson feeds it to Weitzman. And we have a travel on the Cougars. The travel, it's been a problem lately for the Vikings. This time the Cougars get the call. Bernal over to Quadri. Bernal gets it over to Jackson. Leia Jackson slicing through. And ball will go out of bounds, but the Vikings will retain possession. 5:45 left in the first half. Vikings 6, Cougars 22, as Bernal is set to inbound. Vanessa Bernal gets the Quadri, and Quadri loses it a bit. Who gets it to Hamid? Hamid in the middle. Hamid gets the bucket. And here comes the Cougars. Malia Mays slicing through, gets it over the Weitzman for 3, does not get it. Davis, second chance. And just is able to get it at an inbounds, and the Cougars reset. Mays for 3, won't get it. And a fight. Hamid comes out on top with it. And we have a foul. Really, not a ton going on right now. And we have whistles.
Vernon Hills foul is on Watson as her second and team's 5th.
It looks like Hamid is going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Hamid at the line shooting 2.
2 shots for Hamid. Hamid gets it. Misses. Both shots missed by Hamid. Davis with the rebound. Here come the Cougars. Over to Mays. Mays, almost gets the layup as Hamid gets it over to Lee. Ava Lee over to Bernal, who gets it to Quadri. Rayon Quadri over to Leia Jackson. Jackson in. Can't quite get it. Hamid rebound. And we have whistles, and we've had a lot of fouls lately, Anthony. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, you want to see the game kept safe, but at the same time, sometimes you're just thinking, let the girls play.
100% Anthony, as Hamid's going to go to the line again.
But again, shout out to those IHSA officials. There is a shortage of officials in the state of Illinois. So if you're 16 or older, you can become an official for the IHSA. All you got to do is go to ihsa.org, navigate around a little bit, and you'll find the form. And if you're 14 or 15, you can be a training official and still get paid. So definitely some valuable opportunities to check out.
So you're telling me I can get paid to call the games I love?
Certainly. I mean, well, maybe not the games you love. That might be some bias there, but
that's a
we're not going to have you call any Niles North games. Oh, Leah Jackson, too.
Yeah, it looks like there's some whistles and timeout for the Vikings.
30-second timeout. Vernon Hills.
Apologies, Vernon Hills was the one who called the timeout.
And we got a very special day today, as it is Miss Rebecca Schroeder's birthday from the athletics department. Doing so much great work for all of us at Niles North Athletics. She's out there right now, handing out rosters, greeting people. She was signed up earlier, and she does so much more work around this building that you don't really get to see every day. But she really keeps the department running. So again, gotta give a shout out to Miss Rebecca Schroeder. Happy birthday!
A very happy and healthy birthday for Miss Schroeder. As play will resume right now. Here comes Malia Mays. Gets it over to Poulis. Poulis gets it back to Mays. Way over to Badal. Badal in the middle. And fight down in the paint. Brianna Bolt and Maya Revolve from their respective teams fall down. But the Vikings and we have a very passionate cry from a security guard here at Niles North. as Petunia Strumfield is in for the Vikings. Also checked in is number 2, Martha Halum, as Strumfield shoved out of bounds by number 14, Franny Poulis for the Cougars.
You know, we saw in the first quarter some struggling with that free throw. I don't know if it's just the pressure, or, not coming into the game ready, but both teams have certainly cleaned it up. And as I say it, I jinx Bettina Strumfield, but she does have another shot here.
Looks like we got new face for Vernon Hills, or I guess, should I say a returning face for Vernon Hills. Emma Jackson checked in again. Strumfield. She misses both shots, but rebound by Jackson. Jackson the Halum. Halum can't quite get it. Lee now. And we have a travel. Stepped a little too far.
Yeah, I couldn't keep that left foot planted on the ground there. Very unfortunate for Lee. It's going to be Cougar ball.
Emma Jackson with the ball now. Guarded by Jackson. Jackson on Don Jackson. How about that? Here comes Mays.
Another travel. You can't hop like that.
Ooh. And traveling has been a trend lately for the Vikings, but again, Vernon Hills gets the call on it, though.
It's going to be Strumfield with the inbound. That's number 35 for the Vikings. It's like a bit of an overshoot on the target, which was Leah Jackson. Sent out of bounds, and you just can't do stuff like that.
I think the pressure is on for the Vikings right now. The Cougars been playing quite a demoralizing level of aggressive defense. And I think the Vikings need to play the momentum game and try to shift the game, as we will resume play right now as Jackson taking it around half court. Ooh, screen set by Davis. Davis way over, just outside the paint. Gets the mid-range bucket. Elise Davis. 2 points right there as Ava Lee. Cougars is full court pressing again. They did it a lot in the first quarter, as way over and stolen by O'Chang.
Oh, Leah Jackson with the
and here comes Strumfield over to Lee. Misreads the pass a little bit. Jackson wants the ball. Gives it to Hamid. Hamid in the middle. Number 24, Iman Hamid, able to get that bucket for the Vikings, shrinking the deficit to just 12 as,
denied by Hamid.
Hamid swatting that thing out from O'Chang, but unfortunately she will foul O'Chang as she will go to the line for 2 shots.
You got some booms out of the crowd there. Definitely thinking that was all ball, but I mean, I trust the referee's judgment. O'Chang bouncing around the rim a little bit, but goes in.
Keeps us on the edge of our seat. Looks like Halum is going to sit down, and Brianna Bolt's coming in. O'Chang.
Again.
Oh my, O'Chang makes both shots. Strumfield. Double team by the Cougars. And looks like we had a foul.
No, she stepped out of bounds just barely.
I did not see that.
You gotta be aware of where you are on the court. And again, those tiny things are adding up on top of, this tough Cougar defense that they're already struggling with.
Very well said, Anthony. Jackson with the ball now. Taking it slow. Has a lot of time to kill as gets it over to Mays. Mays back over to Jackson, who gets it back to Mays. Who gets it over to Weitzman, who gets it to Davis. Davis! No good. Rebound Bolt. And Bolt and O'Chang hand fighting a little bit there for the ball. It will be Viking ball, and it looks like Bolt may be going to the line for 2.
Yeah, 2 more fouls by the Cougars is going to send them automatically to the other side for a free throw.
Cougar fouls on O'Shea.
And, you know, they've sort of gotten rid of the threat that is Brianna Bullitt, at least for a lot of this game. Previously in the season, we've seen her under that basket 90 times, or 90% of the time, and we just haven't seen it as much this time. She'll make her first.
Easy money for Brianna Bolt. And coming in for the Cougars right now is number 22, Maya Raval. Bolt misses her second. And
Oh, gets a
diving on the
rebound.
ball. We had a pile up. Cougars will get possession though, as aggressive play there by Bolt diving on the ball. She did that earlier in the first quarter. As here comes Jackson. Gets the maze over to Weitzman. Oh, and stolen by Lee. Lee hands it off to Bolt, who gets it over to Jackson. Jackson. Leah Jackson. Trying to work on Jackson there. Gets over to Lee. Lee. Over to Hamid. Hamid. Way over to Jackson, who's outside. Who gets it over to Bull. Bull! On two Cougars. Gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's a Brianna Bolt we know.
Brianna Bolt, she's one of the most aggressive players on this Vikings team. And here come the Cougars, though, as Jackson. And it looks like the bench is getting a little loud for the Vikings. D-up chance bringing out, and Brianna Bolt snatches it away from Davis. A passionate cry from our security guard.
Safety team member.
Safety team member, to be specific. Hamid over to Quadri. Hamid is now taking it down the court. Here comes Hamid, and there are whistles, but it appears it's going to be on the Cougars, as Hamid is going to go to the line for 2 shots.
We got about 1 minute remaining in the quarter, and then therefore first half. And we've seen, you know, the Vikings start to catch up a little bit. What do you think, Jacob?
I mean, this deficit is definitely shrinking, Anthony. I think a lot of that is due that the Vikings have been at the charity stripe a lot lately. As Hamid hits the first shot, it appears what the Cougars are doing is that I think they're trying to bank off the Vikings' poor free throw percentage.
Potentially. But I don't think that's happening here. Amon sinks both of hers.
100%. The Vikings have had a decent field goal percentage from the charity stripe. As here come the Cougars. Over to Jackson. Jackson gets it over to Badal. No good. Weitzman over to, number 22, Raval tried to get it in the basket, but there are some whistles, and she will take 2 shots. Maya Raval will take 2 shots. Raval missed the first one. Less than a minute, 48.2 seconds left in the half. Raval to make it 27. 27-17 now the score. Vikings down 10. Rayon Quadri now with the ball. 40 seconds left. Gets it over to Hamid. Gets it to Bolt. Bolt inside. Misses it. Quadri rebound. Gets it over to Hamid. And whistles. And it looks like it's a call on the Vikings.
I did not see what happened there.
Not quite sure, but Rayon Quadri did not seem happy.
Did not saw that reaction.
Rayon Quadri not happy with the official after that call, but the official's call is final as here comes Jackson. Davis. Send the play. Gets it over to Jackson. Gets it over to Davis. Davis back to Jackson. Emma Jackson. And 5 seconds left. Over to Badal. Badal over to Raval. Gets it. And that will end the half. Final score after the first half is Vikings 17, Cougars 29, and as the Vikings will go to the locker room, they got some work to do. They have a hole to dig themselves out of. And Anthony, how do you do that going into the second half after a very demoralizing defensive effort from the Cougars?
I mean, some people say it's demoralizing. I think others will say it's empowering. That's definitely the philosophy Coach Nate Russell and assistant coach Sonia Garcia, and really just this entire team. You know, I think they'll come back way better than they showed up this first half. You know, especially now seeing what the Cougars are capable of, and you know how they showed up to play.
Well said, Anthony. Some halftime adjustments will happen, and we got a great second half coming up pretty soon. You're watching NN Viking Media.
And we are back, Vikings, with a great contest between your Niles North Vikings and the Vernon Hills Cougars. Score right now, 29-17. The Vikings are down because of the Cougars' tough defense. Isn't that right, Jacob?
100%, Anthony. We had a very violent game in the first.
Well, I wouldn't say it's violent.
Maybe not. Okay, not violent. Basketball's not a contact sport, but it was. Yeah, but it was aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cougars came in with that energy. The Vikings sort of had to learn that energy going through the game, now that they've had an entire halftime to make those adjustments. I'm excited to see where they go second half.
All right, we're about ready for some Viking girls basketball action here. Here come the Cougars now. Picking it up is number 15, Emma Jackson, who gets it over to Badal. Badal. Oh. Cougars with it now. Thomas outside. Gets it over to Jackson. Jackson back to Badal. Ooh. Some hot potato from the Cougars. And a 3-second violation for the Cougars. To inbound for the Cougars, number 23, Elise Davis. And she gets it over to Badal, but denied. Davis, rebound, gets it over to Thomas, misses that. Badal, over to Jackson. Jackson back to Thomas. Thomas, inside the paint, doesn't get it. Rebound, almost rebounded by Bolt, but the ball will go out of bounds. And got some subs coming in on the court. Number 11, Samaya Khan, coming in for Niles North. As Hamid takes a seat. Davis takes a three. Rebound Thomas, won't go. And double teaming Bolt, making sure she can't do anything, but she gets it off anyways to Ava Lee. Jackson now. Gets it over to Quadri. Over to Bolt in the paint, triple teams. And whistles, as it appears Brianna Bolt able to draw the foul, as she does very well. She will go to the line for 2 shots. Two shots for Brianna Bolt. Bolt able to sink the first one. Brandy Poulos coming in for number 25, Kira Thomas on the Cougars. Second shot by Bolt. And as the shot goes up, we have a foul. Ooh, Morgan Badal stepping over. You can't do that, as Bolt's gonna get another shot. And Bolt sinks another shot, as here comes Morgan Badal. Badal, covered by Quadri, gets it over to Poulos. Poulos over to Jackson. Over to Raval. Raval over to, here's the shot, no good. Badal on the shot, not able to make it. Khan gets to the Quadri. Quadri back to Khan. Gets it over to Leia Jackson. Leia Jackson gets it over to Khan. Back to Quadri. Quadri long past to Leia Jackson, and we have calls to the court, and so fouls on the court. I'm not quite sure what happened there, as Elise Davis to inbound for the Cougars. Jackson off the pass from Davis, covered by Lee and Khan. Over Bull, missed the shot. Ray on Quadri, and fouled. And the Vernon Hills coach not happy with that one. Smaya Khan to inbound. Gets it over to Jackson. Leia Jackson driving through. Here come the Cougars now. Jackson. Jackson sinks the buckets. Rayon Quadri gets it to Leia Jackson. Over to Lee. Ava Lee gets it over to Rayon Quadri. Quadri over to Jackson. No look. Over to Quadri. Covered by Davis. Bounces it in. Over to, over to Brianna Bolt. Misses it. Gets her own rebound. Covered by three Cougars. Oh my God. Wow.
And there's just absolutely no quitting Brianna Bolt.
Absolutely. And they've been covering her too. That's the second time she's been triple teamed this game.
It's because they know that she's one of the Vikings' best weapons.
100%. 2 shots for Brianna Bolt. Sinks the first one. And it looks like subs coming in. Samaya Khan taking a seat. Petunia Strumfield coming in. Here comes Jackson. Jackson gets it over to Raval. Maya Raval gets it over to Morgan Badal. Badal feeds it over to Jackson. Gets it over to Raval. Out of bounds. Vikings will retain possession, and we're a little over 5 minutes into the third. A little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. My apologies. As Strumfield gets it over to Quadri, who's running around. Whoa, across to Jackson. And the hustle.
She almost had that too.
Oh,
That was incredible by Leia Jackson.
the amazing hustle by Leia Jackson there. Unfortunately, the ball does go out of bounds, and the Cougars will inbound. Jackson now going to take it. Jackson looks over to Badal. Morgan Badal. Dumps it over to Jackson. Jackson sinks it with ease. 20-33 to score right now. Cougars up by 13. Here comes Niles North. Ava Lee over to Jackson. Jackson over to Lee, who gets it over the Quadri. Rayon Quadri. And fouled on the shot. She will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, she's got to capitalize on this. We saw them miss a lot of free throws in that first half. And, obviously they got a tough Cougars defense, but that's also a lot of the reason why they're down by this much.
Very much, but it looks like the Vikings have been decent at the charity stripe in the second half. Let's hope see them capitalize as...
Someone's got a phone call there by the booth.
Some say phone call, some say free throw distraction.
Yeah, well, I hope not, considering people at the table work for Niles North. It'd be pretty contrived to be trying to sabotage their own team.
Quadri. Misses the second shot, and ball will go out of bounds. But Vikings will retain possession. Petunia Strumfield. A passionate cry from our friend down on the safety team. As Bolt gets it over to Quadri. Quadri for 3. Quadri won't make it. And here comes Vernon Hills.
A little spin move, passing over a number.
Davis.
Elise
Davis gets the easy layup. Here comes Petunia Strumfield. Gets it over to Quadri. Gets it. Some bumping and shoving there on Hamid. Number 33, Oh Chang, back out on the court for the Cougars as Rayon Quadri gets through the defense. Won't make the shot. Rebounded by Davis. Jackson now Way out. Gets it to number 14, Granny Poulis. Sinks it.
And
oh,
Bolt. Oh my goodness.
Misread, but Bolt able to get it. Petunia Strumfield. Easy bucket for Strumfield.
Oh! And Brianna Bolt on the ground after tough contact. And the worst part of it all is that the foul is called on her.
2 shots for Malia Mays. Mays will sink her first. Some subs coming in for the Vikings. Number 13, Michelle Ponce coming in for the Vikings. Mays, her second shot. Misses the second shot, and Bolt able to get the rebound. Bolt gets it over to Jackson and swatted out of bounds by Franny Poulis.
Amon Hamid now going to inbound for the Vikings.
Hamid, way over to Jackson. Back to Hamid. Hamid, driving through it. Oh, Strumfield trying to dive on the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Cougars ball now. Chang gonna take it. Chang gets it over to Jackson as Jackson, with great intensity, but not able to get it. Brianna Bolt gets the rebound, who passed it over to Leia Jackson. Brianna Bolt. Jackson gets it over the Bolt again, and dive for the ball and whistles. Possession will go to the Vikings, it appears. And it looks like Emma Jackson's taking a seat now, as coming in for her is number 25, Kara Thomas. Strumfield now. Tries to get it to Jackson. And stolen by the Cougars.
That's Alyssa Weitzman.
And that is a mistake that the Vikings are going to try to forget as this game goes on. Little mistakes, Anthony. It's been something that's killed the Vikings in some of these games. What are your thoughts on the little mistakes in games?
I mean, again, it's going to happen when you're so distracted by a powerful defense like that of the Cougars. But you got to stick to your basics, and you got to be paying attention to what you're doing. I mean, that might be like the third or fourth time where we've seen, such an obvious overpass. And I mean, just recognizing what the play is supposed to be, and actually comparing that to what's on the court. I don't know where the disconnect is necessarily for the Vikings.
Well said, Anthony. Here's Brianna Bolt. Gets over the Ponce, back to Bolt. Aggressive pass over to Jackson. Jackson over to Strumfield.
Good call.
But Strumfield will get fouled as she will go to the line for 2 shots. Vikings have been to the line a lot this game. Foul is on Franny Poulis.
And air ball to start, but she gets one more opportunity here.
Air balls are never fun, Anthony.
Certainly.
Strumfield, redemption shot.
That one goes.
Seeks the redemption. She'll feel good about that one. And Mays kind of fumbles it a little bit, but it's all good. She keeps going. Gets it away over to Thomas. Thomas, no good. Out of bounds. Vernon Hills will retain possession. Davis, way over to Ochang. Ooh.
A little Euro step to the basket.
The Euro step from Ochang, very clean. As that'll make the Oh, make the score now 42-26. Minute 27 left in the third quarter. Apologies.
A little bit of a scramble there for the ball. Chang gets it, and now pass to number 23, Elise Davis.
Davis.
Oh, overpass.
Misread there, and the Vikings will get possession. My bad.
Yeah, that's the first sort of instance where we saw that happen with the Cougars. They've usually been a very collected team. We saw that more on the Viking side, but good to see now that, the Cougars are susceptible to those tiny mistakes as well.
Emma Jackson and Brianna Buller checking in for their respective teams. And
Ava
here
Lee.
comes Lee with the easy layup. Lee aggressively on Jackson. Gets it over to Thomas. Thomas. Oh, gets it over to Jackson. In the quarters, Weitzman won't get it. And dumped out. Souvenir for the crowd. Vikings will get possession.
Oh, what a great chest pass there from the spectator. That is a future. That's a future varsity player.
We'll check in on her in about 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Here come, Bolt.
Bit of an overshoot though, and it's going to be grabbed by the Cougars. Number 15, Emma Jackson, passing down to Davis with 2.
Good shot by Davis there. As here comes Ava Lee.
Final 20 seconds of the third quarter here as well.
Time for one last play. And oh my! Clean pass to Brianna Bolt. Great job by Hamid there, getting the feed to Bolt while she was going down. You love to see great assists like that, Anthony. 3 seconds left. No good. Last shot up.
Oh.
No buzzer beater for the Cougars. And
It's not like they needed it, though. They're up 14. Vikings need to find a way to come back with the final 8 minutes of the game here.
100%. And that will end the fourth quarter.
What?
Vikings 30. Third quarter.
Getting ahead of yourself.
I am quite getting ahead of myself. We don't want the game end quite yet, Anthony. We want to be for Viking victory.
Yeah, certainly.
All right, Anthony. Vikings down 14 in a very tough defensive game. It's getting late, Anthony. What do you do?
I mean, no, it's not necessarily that the Vikings are 100% victims of the Cougars' defense. There have certainly been a lot of mistakes that they've made on their own that they need to clean up. We saw it usually being travel fouls. They're not travel fouls, just travels in general in that first half. And now in the second, we're seeing a lot of overpasses, a lot of disconnects on the offense. And, of course, if you can't even set up the shot, you're never going to get the shot in.
Very well. Very well said, Anthony. And the travel, it's been a problem with the Vikings a lot lately. The past 3 games we've called, the travels happen a lot. It happened a lot against David Spear the other day.
Yeah, they were lucky to come out of that, with such a higher score. That was 51-40. That could have been a lot closer, though.
And while we're talking about past streams, for all you watching, can you pretty please hit the like button and the subscribe button?
Jacob said pretty please. You got to do it now.
Come on. You know what? I'll even say it with a cherry on top.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
We got a Bolt attempting the rebound there and gets thrown out to the spectator area. All the way to the second or last bleacher, actually. And Rayan Quadri grabbing the ball there.
Evelita inbound for the Vikings. Gets it over to Quadri, who gets it over back to Lee and back to Quadri. Playing some catch here. Michelle Poe's on 1 foot.
That's like a volleyball block.
Oh my God, that ball went really high and Bolt. The clean feed to Hamid as Hamid gets it in the middle. And stolen by the Vikings. Here come the Vikings. Quadri. Working some fancy moves. Rayon Quadri takes it over to Ponce, but Ponce will get the ball. Ponce won't quite get it. And here comes Thomas.
Where are the Vikings?
I don't know, Anthony.
But lucky
does,
miss.
Does not capitalize, and Thomas knows it. She does not like that one. And miss pass over from Quadri to Bolt.
Yeah, deflected by Elise Davis off the Cougars, though, so the Vikings will retain possession. Looks like it's going to be Quadri on the inbound. Easy target and Bolt.
Quadri.
And popped up.
Ooh, Bolt now. Gets it over to Lee. Ava Lee
There we go.
gets over to Quadri. Bolt on 2 Cougars. Gets fouled. And wow, they've been aggressive on Brianna Bolt this whole game.
Yes, certainly. And, I mean, the more the Cougars do that, the more free opportunities that the Vikings have will have to sort of clean up the deficit.
100%. The game plan for the Cougars has seemed to be slow down Brianna Bolt. And it seems to be working so far as the Vikings are down late in the game. But Bolt will take 2 shots to cut the deficit down to 10.
The first,
Oh.
no good. Has another opportunity here, and looks like something's up with her nose. Don't think it's bleeding.
May have just been an itch.
Yeah. Second shot doesn't go either.
Here come the Cougars now. Jackson. Lee. And deflected by Hamid. And Lee tries to get it out of the hands of Ramal. And Vikings will get possession too. You'd love to see that, as it looks like Malaya Mays is checking in for the Cougars. They have a lead inbound for the Vikings. Lee gets it to Quadri, who gets it back to Lee. And way over to Ponce. Ponce. Over to Lee.
Oh, backcourt violation. I don't know about that one. I mean, from our angle, a little questionable, but you got to trust the eyes on the court, I suppose.
100%, Anthony. Here comes Jackson now. Mays gets it over to Badal, who feeds it over to Davis. Triple team by the
fighting
Vikings.
for it. Oh my goodness.
And fouled. And that ref coming in there quick. And it looks like the Cougars are going to take 2 shots now.
Yeah, a little bit too physical there. You don't got to start falling on purpose, at least for a little bit. 6 minutes left in the game.
Davis, the inbound, gets it to, tries to get it to Ocheng in the middle, but it's all good because there is Brianna Bolt, and she's a little, rubbing the nose again. She's a little shaken up. And Ponce gets the ball on 1 foot. Here comes Quadri. And timeout on the court as Brianna Bolt's going to take a seat, and something seems off as she's going to be checked out by one of our athletic trainers, Don Palmer.
Shout out to our athletic training staff, keeping the players safe. As missed, Mitty there by number 1, Malaya Mays. Always working to keep our players safe, keep them healthy, always around school. They run a sports medicine club, always involved. So shout out to Don Palmer and the entire athletic training staff.
Samia Khan will come in for Bolt in the meantime, and we'll let you know if Bolt gets back out there. Rayon Quadri fouls the Cougars as inbound over to Jackson, who gets over to Badal. Morgan Badal takes the shot, misses. Davis falls down, stolen by Hamid. Here comes Hamid. Deflected by Ocheng into the hands of Jackson. Over to Mays. Mays gets the bucket as Ponce able to get it over the Quadri. From the Vikings now, 32-46 right now in the fourth. Is the score in the fourth quarter right now. Here comes Mays. Mays over to Badal. Badal sinks it with ease. Morgan Badal's been playing pretty good in these past couple of minutes. Ponce gets it over to Khan. Gets it over to Jackson. Here comes Here come the Cougars. And Davis with the three.
Hey, no need to show off.
Elise Davis able to get that 3-point shot from, I believe she's a center. And here comes Khan. Gets it to Ponce. Ponce in the paint. No. Davis, rebound. Davis over to Jackson. Here comes Jackson. Gets the layup. We're about halfway done with the fourth quarter. 3:30 left in the game. Score right now is Vikings 34, Cougars 53. And Anthony, is this game out of reach?
I wouldn't say that much. I always say that anything can happen in high school ball, but it's a little disconcerting to see the sort of momentum shift as the Vikings score, luckily. But, the Vikings were really eating away at that lead of the Cougars, and ever since, Brianna Bolt's been out, or maybe even a little bit earlier, they just weren't able to keep it up, and now the Cougars are back in control of the game.
100%, Anthony. What I've noticed is it appears the Vikings couldn't quite get it when they were on their run. They couldn't keep their foot on the gas and go through. Unfortunately, but anything can happen, as you say, in high school basketball. As 2:58 left in the game, 36 Vikings, Cougars 53. Here comes Leah Jackson off the feed from Khan. As Martha Haley
stolen
as well, and stolen by
backcourt violation.
And the ref's been calling that backcourt violation. They were keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, it was Waitsman almost had a career highlight, but that silly little line in the middle of the court stopped her.
Silly little line.
It's gonna be Samia Khan on the inbound, finds a target on Leah Jackson, and now they're gonna bring it across the half court.
Jackson gets it way over to Ponce. Oh, and Ponce misses the shot. Here comes Thomas for the Cougars. Thomas. And stolen by Jackson. Badal steals it now.
We're having a robbery battle.
A robbery battle, to quote my partner here, Anthony Bramley. And here comes the Vikings, and ball will go out of bounds. But hey, Vikings will retain possession. To inbound is Khan. Khan gets it over to Leah Jackson. Leah Jackson, good move over there on Badal. Another good move on Badal. Leah Jackson launches it over to Ponce. Ponce on 1 foot. Travel.
Yeah, you saw that foot sort of come down before the release, which is very unfortunate.
Ponce has been playing on 1 foot for a lot of this game. It's kind of interesting to watch. She's gotten a lot of overpasses on 1 foot. It's been fun to watch. Fortunately, though, the travel there, as here comes Badal over to Thomas, who gets it over to Mays. Mays for three. No. Rebound, Vikings. Gets it over to Leah Jackson, and
Can we point out the speed on Alyssa Waitsman, just creeping up behind her like that on the sprint? I was not expecting that out of Alyssa.
Neither was I, Anthony. And we have a stop on the court. Armada Rizvi in for the Vikings. Out of bounds. Cougars will retain possession, and it looks like the Vikings don't like that one, but...
Yeah, you saw Simon Khan grab for that ball. I think that might have aggravated the call there.
Well said. And here comes Badal. Badal sinks it. Morgan Badal, she's been pretty good tonight, as Leah Jackson now taking it up with the Vikings. A little under a minute and a half here in the game. Vikings 36, Cougars 55, and maybe safe to say we're not getting a V for Viking victory tonight, Anthony.
Yeah, final minute here, but you want to, of course, acknowledge the effort that the Vikings made against such a tough defense. I mean, we've been saying it a lot this game, but it is really impressive how that Cougars defense tires out the Vikings.
100%. I think in film, the Vikings will definitely be taking notes about this aggressive defense from the Cougars, and this game will set as a learning experience for the Vikings as senior night is approaching. And stolen by Thomas. Nobody around. Gets it.
Final 30 or so seconds on the clock.
And Leia Jackson, one more play for pride maybe, and gets it over to Ponce. Ponce misread, out of bounds. 23.5 left in the game now. Halum will inbound some of the court for the Cougars. Franny Poulis coming in. Kara Thomas will sit down. Halum gets it over to Khan in the middle. Whistles, and Cougars will get possession. And we're down to the final 20 seconds of the game. Here come the Cougars as Badal could just dribble this out. Weitzman. And covered. And time will expire. Your final score this evening, Vikings 36, Cougars 59. And Anthony, what are your main takeaways from this game?
I mean, again, love to see the effort by the Vikings, even though they did fall short by 23 points. It seems like a lot, but when you think about it, if you have momentum like the Cougars did for a lot of this game, that's bound to happen. And, you know, the Vikings just not really able to undercut, you know, not only their aggressive defense, but pretty spectacular offense. You know, you can't win a game without offense, and the Cougars certainly were showing off a little bit with some of those skills. So, again, unfortunate to see, but understandable. And, you know, I think this is an important game for the Vikings to learn from.
Right. The Cougars have been great on defense all game. I admire the aggressiveness they have shown, and I think everybody could take note of that in general. So, unfortunately, no V for Viking victory tonight, but we do have some Viking action coming at you in the coming days. Isn't that right, Anthony?
Yeah, we actually have this girls team coming back on Tuesday to face off on their senior night, so should be a great one. You know, I'm very excited. We're going to be covering it. We're going to have special festivities, I believe, you know, honoring our seniors. We got 3 of them, Samia Khan, Ava Lee, and Brianna Bolt. And they're going to be leaving behind a pretty young team. You know, this program has a lot going for it going into the next couple of years.
100%. A lot of sophomores on this team. Still a very young team.
Yeah, definitely. So on Tuesday, either come in person, which we strongly urge you to do, show up to support your Vikings. They're going to be playing against the Lakeview Wildcats this Tuesday at 7 p.m. But, of course, if you can't make it in person to Niles North High School, we'll be here for you at Viking Media. So make sure you stay subscribed, like that, get notifications, all that jazz.
Hit the bell. Do it now.
And
That's right.
we'll see you on Tuesday, all right? From all of us here at Niles North Viking Media, have a great night.
Good night.